I'm in the park and it's really sunny out here, and we're going to City Hall because apparently there's some stuff going on down there. Yes, Voice of Wales are in town, and I'm looking forward to meeting some of the boys. A couple of them I've been watching for like a year and a half because I'm of course Welsh, but I've been distant because I've been away, so haven't been thinking that would be a good idea to reach out, and then I reached out recently, and so we've been trying to get something together, and it just happens to be a protest today, and why not? So let's go. I'm sure loads of you have seen me hanging around here. Well, loads of you, a few of you, bothering the police because we're right around the corner from the police, and we're looking at the clock there. Over there is the city centre, which is where things like the Hilton are, etc. As you go into then Queen Street and beyond. And that's the clock tower that sits over the Villa de Cardiff, and City Hall is just by here. And of course there's a protest going on today, and it's going to be interesting to see what's going on. I'm going to meet some new people, and you know how I like to meet new people, and there's probably going to be some police down here, and I've just smoked a blunt on the way down to prepare myself for whatever this is, and it should be interesting, I'm sure. What I like about this area is all of these, I don't know, what would you call them? I always call it like Georgian architecture. Is it Victorian or is it Georgian? It looks like it's meant to be from like 1700s is what my thought is, but it always makes you happy. And by here is the actual, that's a museum in there. So a few dinosaur bones around there and stuff like that. And growing up in Cardiff, you always have this civic centre. It's a really nice sort of quiet place to go and relax and walk in, and you get to what used to be a really working and running fountain over here once upon a time, but people used to love that fountain as well. Ooh, we got the popo on the block. They're out here already. Knew there would be, because of course there's going to be some form of protest, you know. So what's going on, we will find out soon.
My ask at the moment is not to keep engaging the other guys over there for me, please.
Ooh, so there are other guys over there, are there?
So just walk past
Are
them.
they officially the other side? I
don't know who. All I'm saying is, I know yourself and this gentleman there.
Yep.
And of course, you're allowed to have your foot used within reason. All I'm asking, if you want to pass a message or do something, don't antagonize anyone. That's all I'm asking. We want to.
So here we down on City Hall, and these blue vests. Look at these blue vests.
I don't want to do it. Is it just a plan to pre here, see what's happening?
We had a choice of here or yes.
Do you think that having the rainbow flag displayed?
Stayed there.
Do you think that the rainbow flag may suggest that you picked a side?
Can I grab your press number, please, sir?
Yeah.
You've got press pass on there. I know it's been checked in the past.
Yeah. Well,
I just said that's representing this. Yeah. I know.
So they're not going to. So I'm probably going to have to go through the process
this
now.
is your official one.
Can you identify, boss?
That's what I need. That's great stuff.
Yeah. Police Sergeant Jamie Heathcote 5514.
Good, thank you. Okay. Can you identify?
Hello, sir. Sergeant Mitchell.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you say your number out loud, or do you?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just writing this down, sir.
Or your station?
Yeah,
because
you're 5250. I'm from Cardiff Bay Police Station. Okay,
yeah,
sir?
I would expect it to be from Cardiff Bay. Do you think that the rainbow there may be, suggesting that you're liaison for one side?
There you go. Thank you very much. All I ask is, is there any problems? Are you expecting anyone else, or is it just you guys at the moment?
Well,
yeah, just looks like us at the moment, doesn't it?
Just you guys at the moment, yeah?
Just hanging around.
Okay.
Do you know what time you
it's 1 o'clock.
To meet up or anything like that? 1 o'clock.
Yeah, so we 1 o'clock around this area.
Okay,
so,
right, so this copper is being completely uncooperative.
If you guys meet here, that's perfect.
It's fantastic. He's just ignored that I'm just here. That's what he's decided to do. He's that type of person. He probably breaks a little bit under pressure. This other guy is quite nice. This officer, 5514, he's been ready to nice, and I do like it to an extent. There's more people going on, but obviously for a liaison officer, you'd expect a liaison officer to have a 1-2 conversation. Would you expect to have a 1-2 conversation with me at one point?
Pardon me, sir?
Like, I mean, well, you looked pretty much like you were ignoring anything I was saying then. And of course, as a human being,
I was speaking to someone else,
as
sir.
a human
I was speaking
being,
to someone else, sir.
I know, but you were speaking to the three of us.
I was, yeah, but you're talking over. When I was trying to do something else, you were talking.
I just
over,
asked a couple of questions that were really easy to answer.
I've given you my answer.
Okay, we could.
Thank you very much, sir.
I'm just having a little look around because I'm separate from all groups here.
Okay, it's fine.
So I'm interested in what's going on. There's beautiful weddings happening. There's liaison officers. I've never seen the blue vests.
Protest liaison officer, sir.
Ah. So where is the protest lines officially? Where are the protest lines going to be officially?
Officially? Well, one group's going over there, one group's going over there.
Okay. And what do you describe the groups at all? Do you have a description?
At the moment, sir, you can ask them yourself. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you. So here we are outside City Hall, and I'm glad that officer decided to interact with me eventually. It's a beautiful day. As you can see around, there's flags are flying, British flags, and there's Welsh flags. There's obviously a lot of pride in the area. And there's other, look at that. Oh, I love it. The beauty of people getting married on a wonderful day like this. This has been something that has been ever present in this part of Cardiff for years and years and years. You've got these people getting married and enjoying themselves. And up on there you've got the Dragon. Over there, like I said, is a Hilton. Like over there is the castle, as it was. And again, like I say, City Hall is a place where on Saturdays you have a lot of people who do come here, have weddings. So look at this wonderful group of people who they all come out for a good time. They've got police wandering around. And there's like protest lines. So this is probably the other line. I probably know some people in it, maybe. Maybe I do know some people in it. But I've always loved. It's so beautiful. Really, like, it's beautiful. But that is less beautiful. Liaison officers. The doggo. I wish I had my Bella. I don't know what to do here because, of course, I'm on both sides. So I'd like to see what's further down the lines. Obviously, you've got a group here, hello group there. They're going to be. It's always uncomfortable. It's always uncomfortable at protests, and I never know which side of the protest I'm on or not. Sometimes, because that's what journalism probably should be. So there is a speech going on over here. I'm hoping I'm not going to cause any trouble by coming and seeing what's going on.
Black and brown children who are continually criminalised in this society. They go into the guise of concern, but they're not concerned. They're scared and afraid, and they want to use other people as scapegoats. They want to say they're anti-government, but they're not fighting against the government. They're fighting for their own type of regime where they can oppress other people. We are fighting for a world where there is no oppression. We are fighting for a world where nobody is oppressed based on how they don't.
I love them already. Look at them, look at them. This gaggle, standing in a little gaggle. I do love it. It is very funny. Right, are they all gentlemen or are there some ladies? Who's duty sergeant? So you're an auxiliary team, I take it, just on the side, just in case.
No.
Come in and go.
We're here to facilitate your protest.
Oh, is it my protest?
Possibly.
Possibly. No, I want to be, partisan, and just not be involved in either side. But that's quite hard to do because I agree with some of what they say, and I disagree with some of what they say, and I agree with some of what they say, and I disagree with some of what they say. So I find myself lingering around and hoping that people don't tar me with one or the other brush. So I don't know where I stand sometimes. I do like the Voice of Wales boys though down there. They're funny. They're nice boys. And I do like the gusto of some of these people. I feel really sad for the people who are having weddings.
Well, it's not nice, is it?
No, but I mean, also having weddings out in public is kind of like, people having weddings out in public, people like take pictures and get interested anyway, so it tends to be. But I'm not sure about the megaphone stuff, but that'll be on both sides. What can you do? What can you do? A protest is a protest. A decision's a decision, gentlemen. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Well, that's what we look for. We look for interactions with the police that are good. So I'm here partially as an auditor, keeping a look, and I'm trying to get a gist as well of who all of these police are. Because obviously these guys here with the hats on are wearing hats like that to be recognised in a certain way.
And they're the reason why black people are being incarcerated. No, it's not. And they try to pretend, they try to jump on it. We see it. They try to take these positions and pretend as if they're being anti-establishment. They try to pretend as if they're fighting a fight that is benefiting everyone, but it's not. They're benefiting the government, they're benefiting the elite, and the sad thing is, some of them don't even know it, but a large part of them do, because a large part of them are fascists. And they say, how do we know they organised it? Well, stop asking us how we know they organised it. Ask them, because they fucking posted it. So ask them who organised it. We don't want to get those ideas. We don't want to get anti-Semitism. We don't want to get racism. We don't want to get these toxic, disgusting, poisonous ideas that should have been left in the 15th century. We don't want those ideas. You can have those ideas. We're not going to argue with you because, to be honest, you're quite, but those ideas are beneath us. Those ideas are beneath us. The ideas we talk about equality. We talk about justice. We talk about why black people are incarcerated at such a huge rate. We talk about why countries are being bombed and blown up for the benefit of this country. We talk about why we watch refugees die in the night when we're the ones that drop the bombs on their houses. No racism, no fascism. 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 Who is being racist? No fascism. No racism, no fascism. No racism, no fascism.
Who is being racist? Nobody whatsoever.
Swansea, Bristol, Oxford, it's already in London, it's already in Birmingham, Manchester, right? So you have to pay to drive.
No, it'll actually reduce the subsidy on driving.
And you reckon electrics will solve it?
No, because they still pay various questions in various ways.
So you're anti-electric cars?
One of the advantages of having local services is that people do not have to make unnecessary journeys.
What I'm anti is the left.
Well, you're anti the left.
I'm anti, right? Just people.
You can leave it there. You're anti-people.
No, I'm not anti.
So you haven't been able to explain what 15 minutes cities actually.
I'll leave it there. That's a good phrase. You're anti-people.
I'm outnumbered, I am outnumbered.
No, you'll be amongst them. You'll be one of the bloody majority over there.
We just want to
and go and ask them over there what a 15-minute city is, and then come back and tell us. It's not,
You know what I don't understand, right? You say, stand up racism. We're not racist.
Right, okay, yeah, but can you... Right, okay, can you explain then what...
If you're not racist, then why do you have an issue with us holding these signs? Why are you protesting so much to declare that you're not racist?
Drowned in a sea of what?
Fascism.
Do you know Adolf Hitler was a lefty?
No, he
No,
wasn't. Do you know who the first people to go
He's part of the Socialist Party.
No,
communists, socialists were some of the first people.
Adolf Hitler was the biggest lefty this world has ever seen. You can't answer that.
How was he elected?
Yeah, I don't think
Did you
it's
know why
good
it's
to
wrong
engage with him. I don't think he's momentous. I don't think so.
Oh, but it's madness. Because I'm winning an argument, he's going to say,
No, you're not putting an argument.
you reckon Adolf Hitler was not a left?
He was not left.
Yes, he was.
He was not
Yes,
left.
he was.
What's going on here? This is a weird dance, isn't it? I mean, I'll be quite honest with you. I do a load of different things. I dance on loads of different sides. But I'm an investigative journalist, but I'm also a police auditor and lots of other things. And I see the interactions between people here. And it's a semi-tension, and it's like such a paradigm shift between the people having like wedding over here and the people on the megaphone with Nazis over there and all the divide in between. And what is it about? Why is there so many restrictions about like an entity like Voice of Wales? Well, it seemed like you were saying that someone couldn't. I mean, before I put the camera on, I overheard you having a conversation where you're saying that basically someone had to do something because they were associating with Voice of Wales, and I don't quite understand.
Want to comment on
Okay, I understand that, but why is there so much focus on certain? Is it because you see them as the spark, like something that can cause like some form of problem during a protest?
There has been persons arrested and violence at previous protests.
Has it been from that side?
Sorry?
Has it been from that side? Has it been from both sides, or?
I think my understanding is if you're talking about sides.
Yeah, because it does seem to be two very defined sides. But the police work within a simplistic method, like
the ease of communication. We'll talk about sides.
Yeah.
On that basis, if we're in agreement what the sides are, then I know that people were arrested from both sides.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you, officer. Thank you very much for your time.
But we're to facilitate peaceful protest.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I do. I do understand.
There wouldn't be enough, and if you have too many, that looks oppressive. And we're trying to get the.
I do understand that, but I also understand that there's like a whole load of things. A surveillance network gone up. That means that
Sorry, I missed the last bit.
There's like a surveillance network gone up that allows the police to recognize information and data about people and coordinate in a much more focused way, and that kind of changes the dynamics nowadays between the relationship between the police and people on the ground.
Facial recognition.
Yeah, I was doing an audit on the city centre, and it was heated. It was after like 5 hours of me recording, so I mean, and it was backwards and forwards, and the guy was being resuscitated on the streets. And I don't think I know I know procedures, so I know it wasn't good. But they brought out facial recognition, and I felt like that intruded on my right to be able to stay within the law. Because they suddenly started using my name in public, and I didn't like that. I didn't think that was a safe way to implement new technology. Okay. So I have concerns about when police powers become more and more focused, how that then it harnesses new technology and changes the game. And I think the police don't realise they're about to be taken over by private intelligence firms like they're happening in America. So.
That's a new one on me.
Yeah, well, I mean, like it's open. I don't want to go into conspiracy because it's just not like New Orleans, especially during COVID, relied on Carbine 9/11 instead of their normal emergency services, and they've got contracts all around the place, and they're basically a Unit 8200 company running private intelligence, and that's going a long way. And if you notice, the police stations are closed up around the place, and that does cause issues with us being able to communicate with the police because we get less communication. And so when we're in situations like this, I can see why things can spark. There's multiple reasons. Thank you for speaking with me. I understand that you're a busy guy, and I know...
No problem. I mean, in terms of facial recognition, it's an ongoing debate. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
It's not dangerous to acknowledge that in any way, shape or form. It's got to be done properly and carefully, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Just to say that the argument of, well, if you haven't got nothing to worry about, why do you care? I don't think should be the bottom line.
Yeah. Well, thank you, boss.
No worries.
Thank you, officer.
Go ahead.
Well, that was an interesting interaction, which I liked very much. I've unplugged the piece, and I'm having trouble with my camera today, so it's getting bitty. And here's Voice of Wales over there, and I'm very interested. And over here, I'm very interested. Look at these guys. Yes! I'm with you. I'm also a musician on top. I've got some stuff out. Oh, go on. What's the interesting story?
Well, the interesting story is that last week there was a demonstration and Antifa turned up with Stand Up to Racism, and there was violence. Three people were arrested from this side of the argument. And the bail conditions are that he can't associate with Antifa. So they asked him to leave here, even though
he's on this side of the...
on bail. There's no charges. Is that a free and fair society?
No, of course not. And it's what we see constantly as the police like push against what they can and can't do. I was just saying to that police officer there, his job's over. All of the police stations around here are closing. They're going part-time and then they close up. There's a reason behind that, because they're being taken over, like in America, like I told him, by Carbine 9/11, a Unit 8200 companies, private intelligence contract linked to states, foreign states. And those are that's... Right, this is interesting, mainly because, look across here, these are normal, everyday people. And are they the ones who are being called Nazis? I just don't get it anymore. I really, it is a delusional world. If this is the equivalent of Nazis, I'm a batty bear. I don't even know what's happening. Do you know what's happening anymore in the world? Do you understand? No, I have no idea either. Am I apparently standing with Nazis here? Is that what I'm being told? Because I'm really confused. Really confused. Yeah, no. I mean, people, my audience will know that I'm definitely not on that side. But going over there was irrational and illogical, and a place of where sort of ideology goes to die. And I'm looking over here, and the people they're calling Nazis, all of my community, and all of the people who have just an opinion outside, you know, their opinion. So I'm.
Agree with everything they say. This is the irony. I know, it's the irony.
Adolf Hitler was a lefty.
Oh, stop filming. I'm in public. You don't have to be here. You don't have to be like that. I mean, that was just rude. And you're smiling with a little grin on your face. That's called duper's delight. That's when you know you're doing something wrong and you're on the wrong side. And that was, yeah, you were telling people to stop the film and then threatening them. Okay, I think it's time. I'll leave because your side is very visceral, isn't it? It's very angry. Thank you for the protection there, gents. Was interesting. Those guys really angry, very angry. They could just be angry at whoever, it doesn't really matter, just be angry at whoever. But this is like, their turnout is extremely small. I thought it would be a larger contingent of the what is necessarily nutters, really. There you go. Hey, boss. Go on.
Don't go in this way, alright?
What?
You're not going this way, sorry.
Well, but I'm press. What are you talking about? I'm with them. Well, no, I don't have to, because I'm with NEWSPASTE.com. You can put it in. I don't understand. I'm not on that side. They shouting at me. Then the police moved me on. But the police just moved me on because they were shouting and attacking me. They were shouting and attacking me, so they just moved me on, and I'm with those guys. And you won't let me continue with the march. Why aren't you letting me with my normal right to protest and with the guys over there? Why are you resisting my right to protest? Why are you refusing my right personally, individually? Why are you focusing and targeting on me? Can you tell me? Can you identify yourself, please? Come on, what's your... You can say it, you have to verbally say it. I know that. I'm shaking because you got... Look how many cops I got around me stopping me. So can I just walk over there to the protest? Why not? Can you give me a reason by law? No, you're blocking my right of way. No, you're asking me, just me. You just, it made it clear. Okay, can you please identify? And which station are you from? You're from Swansea. Why are you down here from Swansea? But why only me? Why only me? Why am I targeting? There's no one else around here, and you stopped me from going this way. That is insane. What you've just done is insane. Don't you understand that? That's just me. But how does not being with the protest, that I'm on the side of the protest, not being safe? Look, you're letting people through. You're letting people through. Come on, this is insane. Don't you see? You see I'm going to complain because this is against my rights. Yeah, but this is insane. I don't understand why you've targeted me. You have, because you just let all of those people through. My perception is that you are guarding me. So if I try and walk through there, I will be arrested for breach of the peace, yes? Can you answer me that? Because otherwise I can walk through there.
I'll be honest with you, the only thing that's going on at the moment is you're coming up to the line. You've been told
the line only exists because of me. Look at the guys.
You're asking a question, let me answer it.
Wow. What have I done this against the law? What have I done? Only me. What have I done this against the law, gents? Come on, what have I done this against the law? Why is... This is about... No, they haven't explained to me what I've done against the law.
What we're doing at the moment is...
Those guys hate me, you know that. They just shouted at me, and those cops said, oh, you go on quickly and go down this way, and then all of these stopped me. So now I'm like, I can't go that way because they hate me. And I was with the protest, but these guys are all stopping only me, which is against my individual rights when I haven't broken any law. And I have a right to film, I have a right to do this, I have a right to walk forward, don't I?
That's fine, that's no problem. The people in your protest have walked on that way if you want to join them that way.
I don't see why I'm not allowed to walk right by here where everybody else is allowed to go past.
We don't want you to mingle with the other protesters. You're a counter-protester, we don't want you to mingle with
I'm not a counter-protester. What do you mean by that? You're just literally, this is a lawsuit, don't you realise? You're in a row here, blocking only my access when visually, on camera. Can I please just... This is amazing. And welcome to Britain. This is Richie Sunak's Britain, keeping me locked in. You're all allowed to go. I'm not allowed to go past there. I'm not allowed to go. Oh, I can go now, can I? You are despicable. You are despicable. What you just did was all on camera and is despicable. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is authoritarian. That is using... Yeah, thumbs up. Be disrespectful to the people who are the public. Wow, there you go. The police only stopped my access, no one else at all, with no explanation, and it's all to get me on fucking facial recognition camera, because that's what they're always doing. Now, I'm glad I caught that on tape. That was insane. I'm gonna stop the tape now, and I'm gonna have a little bit of a swig of some stuff and try and work out what's going on, because that was just me. Holy hell. So it's taken me a little bit of time to catch up with the protest now, because of course I was detained, the only one detained without being detained, which is just insane. I can't really understand what just happened there, how they couldn't see. They were just letting everybody else pass, but they admitted they didn't want me individually to be part of the protest. Didn't make much sense. Didn't make much sense. Wow, it's a range, a mix, isn't it, gents? The police, the public, a mix of people and characters. Just a maelstrom at times, bouncing off each other, possibly causing all of the friction that they don't want to exist. And it's just beautiful, I mean, and awful and terrible to be on the bad side and good to be on the good side. And that just felt weird. Just felt weird. And now I'm doing what I wasn't allowed to do. Look how many they've managed to get out, gentlemen. Even though they just stopped me and cajoled me and said that they didn't want me in particular to be with the protest. That was fucking bizarre. So here I am. Now I am with the protest, and I wasn't allowed to. Why were they not allowing me forward? That was just bizarre. This is what apparently, according to a load of these, modern day Nazis look like. Oh, yeah. I know it's for real. I've fallen in love. Look at this shot. It's beautiful. Over the top of the cops there. Hi! I just get a beautiful shot as you pointed off into the distance. That's all, you know. People who are making noises. And I hate protests where you go to. I've been to some protests where people just march along solemnly going, oh no, I'm at a protest. But this is much better. And as you see, the police were so afraid of that. That was just bizarre. That was just bizarre. It's nice to be out of the pits of hell. That's what I say. Hello. How are you doing? This is all very joyous, isn't it? Yeah. Protesters, I really do think that this was about facial recognition, about getting a match on me, because they had matches on everyone else, because they're regular Voice of Wales protesters, so they know them all. These cameras out here are doing exactly that. They're doing exactly that. That's what they're doing. I mean, is that linked up to some kit that allows it to run thing? Hi. That's a nice bit of kit you got there. How much does that cost? 20 quid, 30 quid? I suppose you get them free if you get them, like, confiscate them. Oh, don't be like that. People keep... Yeah, you just moved around to stop me filming this beautiful camera. I was enjoying the techno... He's not shy. He showed me things earlier I'll never forget. You see, even if you have bad interactions with a load of police, you can't blame them, okay? I know that's hard to say, but they're stuck in this constantly changing dynamic of ego, and they don't know where to go within that, so... But none of this is about nasty stuff, is it? So did you see how angry the other people were? They were angry because apparently they won't listen about Soros and they won't listen about other things. It's just some of the stuff they were saying was just completely through the looking glass behavior, really. The type of things humans do when they're really, really out of it. I'm sorry if the camera was shaky early, but that was intense having all those coppers around me and only targeting me. That was so mental. What are these people like? I haven't got a clue. Ay, ay, ay. But they keep being coppers. Coppers keep being coppers. They keep coming up with the same things all of the time, don't they? They're making the same mistakes over and over again. And they'll keep doing it because they're human and they're human errors. And this, don't forget, don't lose sight about this. This is the World Economic Forum takeaway. This is about any form of resistance is good. Any ability to resist what is coming, and the agenda of fascists is important. Any of this. So it's important that there's people out on the streets of every city all the time talking about exactly this. Because you see this? See the homeless people out here? See the people who haven't got a hope? Those are exactly the people who will be left behind and made multiply. Just what we're seeing around the world is a destruction of every form of civilization that we've known. Be a hero than a slave. Oh, I'd rather be a hero, rather be a hero than a slave. They're catching, this is what they're doing now. This is looking for catching evidence. That's what they're after doing. Keeping names, keeping places. People get arrested from this side for protesting peacefully, where on the other side, people don't get arrested so often, so frequent by the looks of it. You can just shout at people and say nasty things. And those guys hadn't got a clue. They weren't willing to listen to my argument. The guys earlier who started shouting at me from that side, they assume that because I stand somewhere in a park, that must mean something. But we could actually find some things that we agree with and in common if you were civil. if you were civil-minded, if you were able to make such decisions rationally, and if you were rational. But loads of people aren't rational. This is why dynamics of behavioral insight works so well, because it's no longer a state where you've got rational actors working within a society that are predictable. You've got irrational actors because society has become absurd. Now, the whole dynamics of behavior to culture and society has started to change.
For anyone who's wondering, right, the reason we're here today is to the 15-minute city, which is something the Cardiff Council, along with Audit Council and Bridgend Council, have all signed us up to do without asking us, right? There's been no public consultation on this. For the 15-minute city, on paper it sounds like a good idea, where everything you need, or quote-unquote need, will be located within 15 minutes walking distance, right? But as we've seen from Oxford, these will be combined with LTN barriers, low traffic neighbourhood barriers, okay? So, you get 100 days a year, you're allowed to use the road.
Look at that. Lazy voice of Wales sitting down, not doing anything, yeah? No, I'm joking. Playing there. And here we are, we're up on the museum steps. With all of the happy people, and they are looking happy, and this is the happy group. The other group was the very angry group. Oh, no, that's alright, I like a face in the cam. And this is the extremely happy group, where people are talking and discussing. And that's one of the main things that divides the ideology, is that all of these people are sitting around having a conversation and discussing. They're trying to decide whether or not an ideology fits them, and when they don't, they say, how can we organize against it? Where the other side scream just names, name calling, like back in school. I mean, it's hard to understand how psychologically you can say to yourself, I'm going to call these people names, and that fills me up with joy. That must mean you have something wrong in your life. So we're seeing something here which is really nice, which is these are supposedly the fascists. And if these are supposedly the fascists, then God bless the world and how it melts down ideology, because this definitely don't look like fascists to me. These look like human beings who understand there is an agenda in play. And that agenda is obvious. It has been following people around for over 100 years, and everybody knows it. Every intelligence agency on Earth is trying to create a world that they are in control of, and it includes implementing things like World Economic Forum, Sustainable Development agendas, and such policy. Basically policy. And it's all revolves around, just goes back to committee after committee who have decided how you are going to live your life. And they decided how you're going to live your life 75 fucking years ago. It was people in an American policy institute like the CFR who are deciding how the future is going to go, and keeping these people out of the loop. And these are the ones that come through the loop. These are the ones who get through the gap. These are the ones who understand that there is an agenda in play, and there is something wrong, and it should be stopped. But throughout generationally, over and over again, you see that people, they capitulate. The majority of people capitulate and leave a small amount to fight. Now, once that small amount becomes what, 5-10%, it becomes too much. It becomes overpowering. And what do you have? You have revolution, which is a cycle, a cyclical cultural phenomenon. A revolution comes after a certain amount of time, and we don't control it. It's what we do, and what we act like this is just a symptom of it. We have no control over how the cycle works. The cycle just works like that. And what you're seeing here is normal people being called fascists for seeing that there's an agenda in play, and for knowing that they need to fight that agenda, or they're going to lose their culture, they're going to lose their friends, they're going to lose everything. They're eventually going to be throttled, they're going to be murdered, they're going to be controlled in both mind, body, soul, population. It makes no difference. These people who are just creating these agendas have no soul. They have no idea. They steal, they forge through the ideas of other people, and they morph through their ideas. They morph themselves and who they are into usually what their enemy has been in the past. So what I'm seeing here is a load of people who are joining together, who are normal people. These are definitely not fascists, I can tell you that. And they're worried about an agenda that's obvious, that's clear. And they're just your family members, your uncles, your aunties, and they're joining together. They're not shouting and screaming, they're not being horrible, they're being welcoming, they're being lovely, and they're willing to talk. Now, if you have a side that's willing to talk, and a side that isn't willing to talk, I can tell you which side is on the right side of history. I can tell you which side is on the right side of history.
Young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina and so on, that we penetrate the cabinets.